Everybody ready? Hello, everybody! Welcome to MangaPod! We are a weekly podcast. Oops, hang on. I messed up. Alright, now we're better. We're a weekly podcast which all get together after we read all part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. This week, we are discussing Princess Jellyfish, volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 24. I am Erin of Happily Erin, your host, and with me are two of my three lovely co-hosts, as well as a very special guest. And we're going to have everybody introduce themselves, starting with Dodger.
Hello. Hi, I'm Dodger. And I'm so glad that we're coming back to Princess Jellyfish because we missed out on it when it was originally supposed to happen. But this is perfect because Erin wasn't going to get to be there anyway. So now we've got the whole team together to talk about Princess Jellyfish, and I'm very excited.
What up? I'm Lou from Lou Talks Anime, and I'm a bad man. That's it. No context, completely unrelated to everything. How's it going, everybody?
Okay. Special guest.
Hi, my name is Ken. I run a channel called fullOanime, and I do videos on dolls, I guess. That basically describes it.
Amazingly well directed and filmed, choreographed videos on dolls.
Yeah.
And edited. Guys, they're really good. You'll watch Ken's videos and just want to buy every single figure in the entire universe.
My job to make people want things.
You do good. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're very excited to have you.
Oh, thanks for having me, and I'm so happy we can get back to this because I felt really bad that we couldn't, and now it's here, and I'm happy.
Good. I know. I'm glad. It was kind of like a best case scenario because now we're all like here together, and it's perfect. Yeah, friends. Except for Yoku. Yoku, we miss you.
Oh.
Yoku.
We miss you, Yoku. But we found a perfect gift for you, so it's fine.
That's why I started laughing after I was done introing myself. I was like, until like the feed and noticed the GIF, and it's so weird.
So weird.
Just watching it happen over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's just a continue. It's been a while since we had a GIF for somebody being gone.
Yeah.
I forgot how distracting it can be. But it's great. It's fine. It's great.
Even better that it's like in our Skype chat.
Yeah. It's everywhere. If you guys have never joined us for a MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a short spoiler-free description of the manga that we read, aka summary, and that will be read by our amazing guests, and we'll give you our spoiler-free recommendations. Whether we think you should spend time going to read this manga or not. That way, if it sounds like something you're interested in, you don't have to be spoiled once we get to spoiler section. You can take your leave, go read the manga, and then come back and watch the VOD of this on youtube.com/happilyerin, where all the previous ones are hosted. So, what?
I said, yeah.
You did that right when Ken did something, and so, like, your voice was coming out of Ken, and I was so confused.
I did something?
You, like, just opened your mouth for a second, right when Brian said...
Ken, just open your mouth. Yeah.
That's the only time.
Yeah.
That's the only time anyone would ever get me to do that on a live stream or on the internet.
Ken, open your mouth for a second.
Ken, open your mouth.
I didn't
It's not
sign up
weird, Ken.
It's not odd at all.
This is live action abridging.
This
That's
is
what we're doing
MangaPod.
Yeah.
Me. All right,
Live up the manga podcast.
Ken, if you don't mind reading our description for us, that would be perfect.
Of course. The story, this is Princess Jellyfish, and the story centers around Tsukimi Kurashita. Huge fan of Jellyfish. Kurage, they're going, in this description, they're going by the Japanese name Kurage Hime, and it says Kurage is a wordplay on Kura and me, and Ski and Ge in her name. And continuing, a girl who moves to Tokyo to become an illustrator. She moves into these names. Amami Zukan.
Amamamu.
Just the Fujoshi Den. There we go.
Fujoshi Den.
An apartment complex that is full of fujoshi, with a no men allowed rule. However, one day, Skimi finds or invites a stylishly fashionable woman to stay at her room at Fujoshi Den, only to discover that the guest is not who she seems to be. She in quotation marks.
Ooh, ooh,
Very-
why? Awesome. That's the end, right? I don't want to end
Yeah,
it.
that's
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Spoiler free recommendations. Would anybody like to go first?
I can go. Or Luke can go.
Luke? Doug?
I fucking love this
Oh
movie.
God, I didn't know how that was gonna end.
It's so good.
I did not, because like you said earlier that you're the worst. I was like, oh no.
See, I was just
garbage.
it was a bait and switch.
It
You fell
was.
for
You got
hook,
me.
line, and sinker.
You
No,
got
it's,
me.
it's a fantastic read. All the characters are really interesting. The premise to it is different enough that it stands out from other titles in its genre, and it's just drawn really well. And yeah, it's just solid stuff. The 24 chapters that we read are fairly solid, and it's worth noting that's basically what was adapted into anime form. So yeah, it's good. You can watch the anime, you can read the manga. Either way, you're gonna have a good time.
I absolutely loved this story as well. This was another one where I kind of went into it blind. I had a very vague idea of what it was, and it flew by. It was so good. The characters are so fun and endearing. And yeah, like Lou said, it's just it feels very different. It feels really fresh and delves into things where I'm like, okay. All right, yeah, and I wanted to read more, and it breaks my heart finding out from Lou that basically what we read is all that got to be in the anime.
Yeah.
That makes me very sad because I think that it's fantastic. I had a great time reading it, and I would definitely recommend it.
Excuse me. I definitely recommend it as well. I loved it. I loved the art. I loved the story. I loved how the story was progressing and how the relationships were progressing. I loved the characters. I just loved this story. And it was nice to read a refreshing, just sweet story that still has some heavier elements to it, but it's not dripping in drama or like just gross drama or anything like that. Like, it's there, but it's done really well, and so that's something I really appreciate. And I'm like Dodger. It makes me sad that there's not more, that it, like, the anime stops where we finish, because I just want more. I wanted more of it in every form, and I'm looking forward to reading or watching the anime at some point, just because I feel like I want to see these characters animated, because it was just so great.
Can I add a little bit of hype or interest to watching the anime? It's done by Brainspace, which is a studio that did the.
Ooh. Okay.
For those in the chat that may not be familiar, they did Durarara,
Yeah.
and they did Mawaru
Durarara.
Penguin Drum,
They
and
did
a bunch of other pretty shows.
Natsume.
Yeah.
They also did
They did
My Little
Baccano.
Monster too, right?
I think they
What?
did My Little Monster. Yeah.
Yeah, that's them, right?
I think
I
so.
get Brainspace and White Fox very confused.
Yeah, me too.
For whatever reason. But no, like, I think I really liked it. I usually watch more like shoujo-y stuff or like, you know, shonen like rom-com. So it's like, this is just so different from what I normally read and watch. So just getting into this, like I just didn't know what to expect, and it flipped my expectations in every bit along the way. And now I just want to read more because I feel like it'll flip my expectations all the way through to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I really recommend it, especially if you want to try something different. It's definitely very different.
Yeah.
It's so great. Awesome. So there you go. We all recommend that you go and check out this manga. Please, please do. So if you're interested in at all reading it, we are going to be jumping into spoiler section. So that means this is the time for you to take your leave, and this is also the time to give y'all a warning in chat. Do not spoil anything past chapter 24 of the manga.
Will mess you up.
You'll be so angry. You will get warned, and then you'll get timed out, and then you'll just be gone forever out of the chat for a life. And so just don't do it. Don't post a fake spoiler. Just don't do anything. Don't chance it. We just are really harsh on it because we don't want to be spoiled, and we think it's really rude to be spoiled. So don't do it, yo. Don't be rotten bacon butt. So right, let's jump into spoiler section.
Yes.
5, 4,
Four,
3,
2,
2, 1.
Jellyfish
Jellies
is
are
God.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. All right. So let's start out with the question that we usually like to start with, which is what were your guys' expectations before going in to read this manga, or like if you'd already seen the anime, like also what going into the manga, or even what going into the anime were your expectations. So.
My expectations, I knew that there was cross-dressing in this manga. And that was like mostly it. I was like, okay, there's a girl who really loves jellyfish, and there's a dude who dresses up as a woman. And that's all that I knew. And I was very surprised at just the whole like culture that they created inside of this Fujoshi den, and all of the different types of girls, like otaku women, were like living in there. And I thought that it was so fun. They were all just like so perfectly weird. So, yeah. Surprised me. It was so cute.
I agree. I was like, I saw a clip from the anime forever ago when she finds out that he's a dude. I saw a clip of that and I was like, wow, this looks really interesting. And I never, for some reason, picked it up or did anything. So going into it, I was like, I know that there's cross-dressing, and that she is a very insecure, shy girl who doesn't really know her place in the world. And I didn't expect the romance at all. I don't know why. I was like, the romance that happened, I didn't expect any of them. I didn't expect there to be such colorful characters otherwise. And I also didn't expect like just the parallel storylines with the moms between the two main characters. That was something that it's very like, it's not heavy with the drama or the like it's not just drama. I'm trying to think of a word the melodrama, that's the word I'm looking for. It's not like melodramatic at all. It just feels like very genuine tough times. Like that's what it feels like. And so it just feels like very genuine pain that the two are going through. And so I really appreciated that. And I didn't expect that from it either.
All right. I think I need to give a little bit of context into what my expectations were, because I've seen the show. I originally saw the show a while ago, and I watched it completely blind, so I didn't really have any expectations going into it. I saw the title, I saw the cover art, and that's it. And I just watched. I watched it, and I was completely just taken aback at each and every turn. And I think one of the better experiences is going into this blind. So, chat, if you're sticking around and you didn't read this, you really did yourself a disservice.
I agree.
But
Yeah.
You still can leave. You still have a chance.
Do it. We're okay. We're okay with it.
there's gonna be a VOD posted on Aaron's channel, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
You can always go and watch that afterward.
But so yeah, like I didn't really have any expectations going into it the first time around, but the second time around, I wasn't sure how much of it had been adapted. So I knew it was going to be good, and I was hoping that I would get more than what I saw in the anime, or more in depth than what was adapted. And the thing is, the adaptation was so faithful to the source material that there wasn't a lot of change from one medium to the other. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It's just I didn't get anything new out of it, which is why I want to read more, because I want to see these characters interacting in different circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
For me, oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, for me, I think the biggest takeaway for me was it was like really the cross dressing thing, the cross dressing thing, because like it wasn't so much that it wasn't so much the cross dressing itself as it was the kind of romantic kind of aspect of it, that or romantic aspect of like those two, like that developed later on in the chapters that we read.
Mm-hmm.
That was something I didn't expect, because usually it's like, all right, like these two are like, you know, they end up being like really close friends, and then like maybe, you know, he'd help Sumiki or Tsukimi, sorry, you know, help her get with his brother. But now there's like this conflict where it's like now he's kind of torn between trying to you know, make her happy, but also like he's not sure about like what his feelings are, and he, you know, he doesn't want to like, he doesn't want to screw things up.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool. Like it wasn't even like that melodramatic, as Aaron said. It was just, it felt like the right amount of drama to me.
Yeah, I had the same reaction as you, where I was going, okay, so I can kind of see where this is going to go. Like, you know, they're going to become like best friends, and he's going to help her burst out of her shell, and we're going to every now and then see the brother like dealing with stuff, and then eventually they'll connect, right? And then you started to see like these little bits of him like feeling jealous and like not really wanting that to happen anymore, and I was like, oh, I like kind of ship it.
I know.
It was like,
no, I super ship it.
Oh yeah,
no,
super.
and I normally hate love triangles.
Yeah, same.
So,
that was something I was thinking too. Yeah.
Yeah, but this wound up being so compelling because it was different. It was very different and had like different sort of emotions going on there. So yeah, the second that started to happen, I was like, oh, it's going in a very different direction. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something that come up. I was like, I actually thought that while I was reading. I was like, God, I usually hate love triangles, but I'm digging this. Like, I'm digging how the dynamic of this, and like, I think it's because all of the characters are so likable. Within the love triangle, there's a likable, unlikable character who's just doesn't exist, shouldn't be there. But but like within the main three, there's a lot of dynamic and interesting stuff going on there that I thought was like going in directions I didn't expect it to, and it's just really fascinating, and I'm interested to see how it ends. Because I don't know what's gonna. I'm like, I mean, I know what I want to happen, but I just don't know anymore. And all of the characters have really interesting motivation too going on. But what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, even the older brother, I thought that he was gonna be kind of forgettable, but he's grown on me a lot too. Like as his story has developed as well.
Yeah.
And I was expecting myself to not really care about him at all, because literally only because he cannot tell the difference between her when she's dolled up and her when she's not. I was like, how?
It's the Superman effect.
Yeah.
That's what it is. She puts on her glasses and she's a different person.
It's like, it's funny, but it's also just really sad in its
sad. Yeah. I'm like, you don't deserve her when she's like this.
That's how I thought that I was gonna feel the whole time. It was just like, you don't deserve her. You're the worst. Just go do whatever corporate bullshit you're gonna do with your life. And then as his story has progressed, I'm like, oh, but I want you to be happy too, even though you don't look at girls in the eyes apparently ever.
Yeah.
He's just a dork. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really sold on him until the moment that's looped in Yoku's GIF.
Yeah.
It's basically that moment where I was like, all right, no, I'm sold. This guy's great.
Yeah.
It's so, like, I feel horrible for him. Just because, okay, so the evil lady, they've done very good at making everybody hate her, hopefully. I hope most people hate her.
Yeah.
Because she's so... Ugh. But I just feel so bad because he's, like... has this horrible trauma with women from seeing his dad mess around with another lady. And this lady comes in just because she wants to have a connection with his dad, And so she drugs him, not okay, and then blackmails him that they had sex, and they didn't. And he thinks he did, and he was a virgin, so he thinks he lost his virginity while he was drugged, and now this evil lady is just sitting there trying to get with his dad. I'm not okay with that.
It's so messed up.
So messed up. So messed up. I have no redemption. She cannot redeem herself. I just want her gone.
And she wants to tear down the building.
Yeah, she wants to tear down the Fujoshi house.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
How dare she? What a
that's the whole reason. Like, she's doing all this. And so, yeah, she is legitimately evil. She's done so much. And, like, how she does the whole thing where she's like, just walk away. Like, I know he still wants me. Like, he obviously still wants me. Why is he here drinking tea with me? If he could just send me away if I'm a true nuisance. And I'm like, you are, if I saw you, I would punch you.
I saw you on the road.
But yeah, what are your guys' feelings on her?
She's a bitch.
She's a bitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I hate that she gets her way too. Like how his father is like trying to conspire something to like get them together and be a more wholesome couple, and I'm like, no.
Yes.
Stop that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that whole part is making me so uncomfortable. I'm so skeeved out because it's like trauma from the dad, and now he's going through this shit, and the dad's like, oh, we should get them married. And I'm just like,
no.
It's awful. Yeah, but I also feel like she has been getting her way so much that we're building up toward a really good fall, and it's going to be so satisfying.
Yes.
But it might still be a little while.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Like embarrassment and shame, like that level.
I just want her to be just
Like,
Sort of.
her only redeeming moment was when she was bragging about being the person that takes virginity. Like, she's a slayer of virgins.
I love that. Like, the main guy was like, nobody would give you that nickname in this day and age.
the Virgin Slayer.
The Virgin Slayer.
That was good for a goof.
That was good. There was another goof where she was like writing on the wall about after she saw like what's the main guy's name? I keep saying it's like Kurokese.
Yeah,
Kuranosuke.
they shortened his name to Kurako.
Kurako. When she sees him in drag, and later she gets so insecure about it, because the guy's like, I mean, she had a pretty good figure, and the girl's like, what did you say? And just got like so, and there's the part where she's like writing on the wall about how he's a bitch or something like that. That made me laugh pretty hard. The comedy in this, that's something to talk about. The comedy in this was really good, that I don't think I mentioned, that I genuinely laughed numerous times. Now, I wasn't like rolling on the floor laughing, but I was definitely laughing. Like, there was like a lot of just really good like one-liners and just characters and scenes that just hit really well.
I mean, that GIF is a very good example. Like, that played on the manga. Like, it was such like a serious kind of build-up, and then just seeing that like just took all of the tension away, and just kind of it paid off so well.
Yeah, the payoff happened like most of the time. For any joke, it always felt like the payoff landed, which I thought was really good. Like, I think my favorite, I screen grabbed it, but one of my favorite parts was when she remembers the brother seeing her, like, as the flashback. Here, I know this is like really like not good, but the flashback remembers the brother seeing her in her underwear, and she just has that face of like frozen terror, and it's subtitled, when people remember embarrassing things, this is the face they make. And I went, yes, it is actually
true. It's so true.
No, there was another one where it was the brother recollecting like one of his encounters with Tsukimi, and it's like there's a caption on the bottom, and it was like beautified by 300%. It was just like a beautiful version of her.
It was,
It was
so
so
over the top of even what she had been transformed into.
It
I
depicts
forgot about
delusion
that.
very
That was pretty
well.
funny too.
Yeah.
And I just love all of the other girls, like the Romance of the Three Kingdoms girl
Yeah.
and the frickin' like kimono girl, like how they're all just obsessed with something hyper specific. Like
Yeah.
it's so funny to me.
The
Oh
girl
my
that's
God.
into older guys.
Yes, the
Yes.
dad with the dad.
That's the
Yeah.
that's the one true secondary ship.
I was gonna say the OTP too.
Oh, I
So
recognize
funny.
this tea. Oh, how'd you know? I go to this cafe actually.
Oh my god. What do you guys think? The mangaka. What do you think the mangaka's deal is?
What do you mean?
The one that's like behind the door that we've never seen.
Oh,
I think it's
thought
a
you
guy.
I thought you meant like the mangaka of this
Oh
manga. And I
no,
was
sorry.
like, I don't know.
What are your feelings on
What is their
her
deal?
or him? No, the boys love mangaka within the manga.
Right.
Yeah, what are you guys? I think it's a man, maybe.
Really? And that's why they don't
that
come
would
out?
be funny.
That would be an interesting
That would be
deal.
great.
I've just kind of assumed that it's gonna be this goof where we literally just never meet her.
Yeah,
But
There has to be a payoff for that.
yeah. It has
Yeah.
to be.
yeah, you're right.
Has to be.
like whenever they almost potentially like do something with the building and they have to defend it or something,
Yeah.
like she just comes out of nowhere. Here's your money,
Yeah.
or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
No, I think like she had a very funny moment where she Tsukimi. It is Tsukimi, right? I'm not Tsukimi. Okay, yeah. Where she's just like all depressed because it was one of those times where she saw the Big Brother and Devil Spawn girl like just together, and she was running off depressed, and she's like how, like, what is your guidance, like, I need your guidance, like, what do you want me to do, and like it's on the paper that she slides under the thing, it just says alcohol, and she just gets drunk.
It's like drinking.
Yeah.
She just gets wasted. I like that, like, she takes the mangaka's, like, words so seriously. She's like, that is what I should do. And there's no hesitation, gets drunk.
Oh, yeah, that was really funny. Good times.
So good. Yeah, then the scene where they're starting to make the dresses and the skirts, and Kimono Lady is just like I will do the sewing, and gets so like all so intense and just goes on and on and on and on about sewing.
She's not even looking down, she's just doing it while she's
Yeah,
talking.
she's like and I just love that they all had like such personality quirks like that. It was so cute. It made them just so fun to watch. And when Mangai was found out when they were at his house, and his dad was like, "Yeah, this is my son," and the two are like, "What? Is there what?" She's like, "Son," and guy's like, "No." I thought it was a really interesting twist because when that happened, I was like, "How is he going to get out of this?" Like, it's a very specific thing, and so it made sense how he played it, because he totally played in, oops, my mouse was just slowly moving across everybody's faces just now. I was like, how is he gonna get out of this, because it's such a specific like thing to have blown, like a cover. His cover was totally blown, so
Right.
like, were they gonna react like, oh no, you know what, we're cool with that now, or was he gonna come? So what he came up with was really interesting. I was like,
Well, that brings up a very good point, though. It's an oddly referential series, because it's like they brought up Rose of Versailles, which I haven't actually gotten into at all.
Yeah,
I
me neither.
I don't think I'll be getting into
Yeah.
it for a while. I know it exists, and I remember seeing like art of it, so I definitely see how they melded the character design to kind of match that. But then for the next chapter, they're like, or rather, the title of it was what is it? Encounters of the Third Kind, or whatever that Spielberg film from way back when, and it was like they ended up doing like a space kind of theme for like the delusion that was going on in there, and that was kind of cool. But yeah, no, like, that was just like, it's just like little things, especially like since they're talking about otakus, the fact that it kind of makes reference to like pop culture stuff, it kind of just adds into like the surreal, it kind of just, it worked really well. It worked,
yeah. And that, like, with the jellyfish, that's another thing I didn't expect to be as, like, engaged by. When it opens and it's like, jellyfish, I'm obsessed with jellyfish, I'm a jellyfish otaku. I was like, okay, you can only take this so far. And they didn't. Like, it keeps going. And it's still just as sweet and genuine because it plays into that thing that I think most, like, we all have, where it's something from our childhood that reminds us of somebody really important to us. And we just kind of cling to that. And it's really impossible to put into words why it's as important to us as it is, and why it brings us so much comfort. And so it's handling that really well and doing a really good job at displaying her emotions and her ties to jellyfish, which seems like such a random, weird thing, but like it's making us feel that same nostalgia and connection to it that she has. So it makes it not stupid.
It's totally written in a way where it's like talking to somebody who is really passionate about something that you don't know much about, but because they're so passionate about it, you're like, oh, I'm interested in this because I see how interested you are, right? And somehow they were able to capture that feeling in this manga where when she talks about jellyfish, you're like, God, you just get me so jazzed about jellyfish.
Yeah.
No, and I like that I like that they're taking it a step further, and she's starting to get to the point where she's creating more tangible representations of her interest in jellyfish.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's a natural progression when you take an interest in thing is first you take an interest in it, then you consume it, and then you want to start to create it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
I love that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, like it's just, I just going along that point. It's just like really cool, like how she just only when she observed them, and then she started drawing them, and now she's like just legit like making dresses because she just wants to wear a jellyfish dress, and it's just really cool. Like, and it's awesome, like seeing the what do they call it? Like the evolved form of her or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what is her evolved form?
Yeah, her evolved form.
It's like her before form, her after form,
Yeah.
her not loose form. That's wrong.
That's a whole different manga.
Transformed form. I'm not sure. I know what you're talking about, like motivated form, something like that.
Yeah. That was just really cool to see.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't expect it to suddenly become something that, oh, she wants to create dresses that look like jellyfish. And that just works so well with him because he loves fashion, which I thought that was brought up in a really nice way where he's just like, I just love fashion. And so it was like not beaten into us. It was just kind of a, oh, hey, this is me telling you who my character is. And you're like, okay, I can see that. I understand that. And so those coming together how they are makes for just a really sweet story that even if there wasn't romance there, it's still just so sweet and a nice relationship progression.
Yeah.
And also just gets like fairly like kind of like deep, I guess, with it too, because it's like he dresses up specifically because he doesn't want to be seen as the son that will take over like the whole family lineage thing. So that was kind of like a really like nice addition to it. Like it kind of just it was a nice like little like I guess contrast for everything too. It wasn't just like, oh, he just wants to cross dress. It's like he wants to cross dress, but he wants to because like there's some family thing that just he doesn't like, and
he sees it as a gateway to like being a free person. And like
exactly.
And it's all, and they also like they also reinforce that with his backstory of his mom basically abandoning him. So it all builds into his character, and it, like why he does what he does is rationalized in a really interesting way.
Yeah. And I love that like it's not handled in a cliche or tacky way. Like, his cross-dressing is not tacky or the butt of a joke at all, which is so often in anime. Cross-dressing is seems to always just be the butt of the joke, and so to have it handled tastefully is very refreshing.
Yeah.
So I love that. And dude, his outfits are so cool.
They are. They're so good.
Outfits are so good. I'm just like, man, I need you to dress me, please. Please. But yeah, I love him as a character. Let's see. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what we haven't talked about yet, aside from art.
Yeah. Should we just go ahead and do art? We can touch on art.
Sure.
Yeah.
I loved how pretty it was. Thought it was very pretty. And I like a lot of it like just flowed. It felt very much like how a jellyfish looks and feels. That's how I sometimes felt that like how the art flowed. In terms of like when it transitioned between scenes. It was a very subtle transition. Like, it just felt kind of like you were looking... It sounds weird, looking through a jellyfish, but you just know how, like, looking through a jellyfish is. Like, it's not completely transparent. Like, it just... I don't know. It was very nice. It just added to the whole atmosphere of it.
I'm just imagining Aaron, like, holding a jellyfish.
Just like, you know, when you pick up a jellyfish and you look through it. Right?
Yeah! Everybody,
Right? Like
everybody does that, right? Yeah.
I liked that, to build off of that, I liked that it easily went from, it could go from everything looks really pretty and sweet and very, very shoujo to everything looks super weird. like sometimes I keep mentioning this, but I just really loved the design of the girls in the Fujoshi Den because they weren't pretty, right? They were all like so different and so interesting as characters, and I loved that we could go from them being kind of like wacky and weird to them like sometimes looking beautiful as well as the main character going between those two as well. And yeah, I thought that it did a good job of going from like everything's wacky and everybody looks weird and we're just kind of doing whatever to, oh, it's so pretty and shoujo and bubbles and roses and flowers. Yeah.
I mean, I said it earlier. I really enjoyed the art for the manga. I think it was very clean. The designs were detailed where they needed to be. It also didn't feel like over designed. Like there was an element of simplicity in the drawings that I guess added to the overall aesthetic. That aside, I wish maybe they would have gone and like for her like for example the main character is like just regular clothes. Like I feel like they should have gone a little bit further with her design, like gone a step further in terms of like making her look more plain, because like from the beginning you could still see that there's something there, like that she could, like if she was made up she could look really nice.
Yeah.
But I feel like they should have just gone a step further like they did with the other girls that live in the Fujoshi Den. That's really the only gripe that I have with the art.
Yeah.
For me, I really appreciate it, and this kind of goes along with what Dodger is saying too. It's like they did a really good job at making like the girls in the Fujoshi Den very, very like just unattractive. But with Tsukimi, it's like she's like they somehow nailed like this really like awesome balance between like adorable and like unattractive. It's like they did that like really well, and then like they also gave themselves room to just, you know, pretty her up and like kind of just go all over the place with like her expressions. It's like I like you see like such a huge contrast throughout the series with that one character, and it's wonderful. Yeah. And I think also for Kurako, I'm just gonna call him that because his name is like super like long and confusing, or not super long, but it's just I don't want to say it. I'm being lazy.
K. We
No,
can just call him K.
we'll call him K. So for K, like I love that you see him in so many different outfits and so many different hairstyles all throughout the first 24 chapters. It's like that must have taken like a decent amount of like effort to just switch it up so much. So I think the mangaka definitely deserves props for just doing that alone. In addition to just changing up everyone's outfits as well, like here and there, as like they're introduced to like new different styles and stuff.
Yeah, and like sometimes he changes outfits and hairstyles numerous times within the same chapter. Like he's just changing so much, which is very true to his character. And so I think the mangaka did a really great job at capturing how attractive he is too. I think he's most attractive though when he's having those moments of recognition of his feelings towards the main girl. Like I think he's drawn much, like his eyes just seem like more detailed and brighter, and so I think it's just the impact of his feelings that he's realizing is just drawn even better during those moments. Like at least when I was looking at him, those stood out to me a lot. When he's thinking about her. Yeah, when he's thinking the blush, when he's thinking about her, when he sees her, like the scene of her wearing her like her sheet and stuff and pretending to be in her wedding dress, her jellyfish wedding dress. That scene, I thought that was probably my favorite scene just because how gorgeous it looked, and just, I don't know, my feelings were felt too.
Yeah.
I agree. My favorite one too.
That was a very good scene.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to touch on? Is there anything we need to bring up? Otherwise, we need to final thoughts and ratings. I can't either.
Yeah, I feel like we covered like a lot of the bases with it.
Yeah, I think we hit everything pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's do final thoughts and ratings. Would anybody like to go first? I'm trying to think of my numerical number.
Yeah, I don't know what I would want to give it either.
Is this out of 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whatever you want.
Well, it's it's literally
we do 10, but
right.
it can also just be whatever. One time Yoku rated something. What was it that Yoku rated? It was like 2 thumbs up, but not quite a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So wherever your heart takes you. Add a jellyfish. You can do jellyfish if you'd like.
8 out of 10 jellyfish.
8 out of 10 jellyfish. I think I'm gonna do an 8 out of 10.
Too.
I think that's a pretty solid. Just because there's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to seeing. But so far, the characters' relationships have been progressing very nicely and refreshingly, and the characters themselves are just great. The art is really pretty, in my opinion. I think it's really pretty. I love the detail that goes into the specific character quirks. And the fact that it handled cross-dressing as tastefully as it did, and how it's like part of the character, and that it's just really nicely done, and all the backstories, everything is just so well put together. And I'm very excited to read more of it. I want to read more of it. So it's a very refreshing, really refreshing story. Just in terms, like everything about it is just very refreshing.
Yeah, I'm also going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think the characters are all so cute, and I want them to love each other. So
Yes,
I
please.
just love each other.
Yes, please.
I don't know. Yeah, it's great. I absolutely recommend it, which I know I've said a couple of times already, but I want to read more so bad. And I still really want to watch the anime, but I'm sad that the anime ends as abruptly as it apparently does.
Yeah.
That bums me out.
Just watch like the last 3 episodes and you'll be good.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna give it a little bit higher of a score. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I think one thing that we didn't really talk about is what it means to pursue beauty. Because ultimately all the characters, to varying degrees, have the idea of they need to change to make themselves more presentable put on them, but at no point do they ever feel pressured into it. I think it balances that you can do this if you want to, specifically with the main character. You can do this with you if you want to, but you can be yourself and still be a beautiful person. I'm curious to see how it explores that and the other themes it presents and the relationships that it's established thus far. And yeah, so I feel like an 8.5 is a fair score, and I would expect that score to go up. And that's it.
Yeah, and I think I'm in that 8 camp as well, and I think it's just a really well-rounded series and has like a lot of really colorful characters. And I think with stuff like this, like I really just value like individual moments, and I think there are so many like ones that I can just go back to and be like, wow, that was like, I really missed that. I want to read that again, or something like that. So I think that because of that, like an 8 out of 10 is like really appropriate for this. Like there's just so many good moments, so many good characters. A lot of like really like well paced and well done conflicts. It's all around just really good. So 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I was just reading on the Mal page. It was saying that it won the Kodansha Manga Award in 2010. So that's pretty good. That's like the
awesome.
highest manga award you can get, I think, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So that's really
Think so.
cool. If so, also we forgot to mention this at the start, but if you guys want to read Princess Jellyfish, it is available on Crunchyroll, so you can go and check that out. And it has also been licensed too, so you can also go and purchase it. If you'd like to check it out, it's great. It's so good. Make sure you go and do it because you will not be sad if you do. I'm going to read. What happened? What happened?
I just heard somebody outside my door go.
Oh.
I can only assume it's Jesse. I don't know who
I
else.
was gonna say it has to be Jesse. It's the only person. All right. Oh my. This is
You could skip to the second paragraph.
Okay. Wait, but I'm on the. Hang on.
You're on the
no.
Mal page, right?
Yeah, I was on the anime. Is it different?
Well, the one that we have linked there
This is
is.
the anime.
Yeah.
Here, I'm on the.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. It's shorter on this one. I'll just do this one. All right. This is the summary for the manga that we're reading next week. Chat, you get to go ahead and guess it. Do your best, okay? Enter Rokuru Okajima, an average Japanese businessman who's been living a dull and monotonous life when he finally gets his chance for a change of pace with a delivery trip to Southeast Asia. His business trip swiftly goes downhill as Rokuru is captured by a mercenary group operating in Ranpa called Blank Blank. The group plans to use him as a bargaining chip in negotiations, which ultimately failed. Now abandoned and betrayed by his former employer, Rokuru decides to join Blank Blank. In order to survive, he must quickly adapt to his new environment and prepare himself for the bloodshed and tribulation to come. There you go. Done.
Got it.
Yeah, White
Oh,
Lagoon!
yeah.
White Lagoon! It's Black Lagoon. Good job. Nice work. I wonder if they looked at the list. I was going to say, I wonder if they just knew because of the summary. But it's pretty popular. It's pretty popular.
The big giveaway from what you said was Ranapur, which is the name of the city they live in, and it's constantly brought up throughout.
Oh, really? Oops. No, I underblinked this time. I messed
It's
up.
okay. It's okay.
Fine.
Babu.
Oh, you hear the
There's a
babu?
Babu crying.
Babu woke up.
A wild Babu.
No.
Little Babu. She's just rolling around. We are going to read volumes 1 through 5, chapters 1 through 37 with special guest Strippin. Sam Strippin.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
Strippin.
real good. So
Sam
we're reading
Strippin
that.
boy.
Sam Strippin. Sam Strippin. All right, let's go ahead and shout out our stuff super fast. I'm Erin of Happily Erin. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/happily and I have all the previous manga pods hosted there, as well as some anime reviews, anime first impressions. I recently did my top 10 husbandos, so you should go and check that out and see if many of my husbandos match your husbandos. It's the really weird video. It's so great. It's probably the best thing that I've ever done, so you should definitely go and check it out. If you want to find me on any of their social media, I'm Happily Aaron all across the everything.
Hi guys, I'm Dodger. You might be watching this on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/dexteritybonus, but you can also find me on youtube.com/presshearttocontinue where I do anime and gaming stuff. And on all the social medias, I'm at dexbonus, so come hang out. It would be awesome. Thanks for watching.
I'm Lou, and I'm from Lou Talks Anime. You can find me at youtube.com/Lou Talks Anime now, where I occasionally make really, really strange anime content. Most recently, I did a cover of Minnesota by Lil Yachty, an anime version, and
Yes.
it was really weird. And also today, I actually launched a gaming channel, Lou Plays Games.
Ooh, yay!
Thing is, I don't have a custom URL because I just launched it today and I haven't gotten to 100 subscribers. So I'm just gonna drop that in the chat and I'm gonna ask for you guys to hook me up a little bit. Just leaving it there.
Yeah.
And yeah, what I'm starting with is Let's Plays, and eventually I want to do reviews and analysis on games. The first game I played is called Mechanica. It has a ton of anime reference. It's a point and click game with a ton of anime references, and it's really funny and kind of fucked up. So go check it out.
Perfect.
Like it
My
only
kind of
has like
combo.
it only has like 100 Steam reviews. So,
Oh gosh, amazing.
and it's like $4. So I think it's really good. I think everybody should give it a shot.
Awesome.
And my Twitter, Lutox Anime, Instagram, Lutox Anime, ask if I'm Lutox Anime, and that's all my stuff. I'm done chilling.
That's what this part's for.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ken.
Yeah. So again, my name is Ken. I'm at fullOanime on YouTube. My YouTube URL is youtube.com/fullOanime, and my Twitter's at fullOanime. There we go. And on my channel, I'm making a new video because I haven't made one in like a couple of months, or like a new one in a couple of months. I had a project that was sitting on there for like a year, and I uploaded that. But now I'm uploading a brand new project on Hatsune Miku because it's her 9th, 16th birthday tomorrow.
Perfect.
So that's happening, and it's really cool because the figure was a design that was made by the mangaka for the and the character designer for Neon Genesis Evangelion. So it's like this really weird, like, interesting case where
Oh, that's
this
crazy.
cool this Miku figure is like has like a cool name behind it. So I thought it would be cool to show off, and yeah, so that's me.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You were a great guest, and we were so happy to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we'll have to have you back when we talk more Princess Jellyfish in the future.
Yeah, we got to.
Yes, I know, right? It was like-
I want to say one more thing about Mechanica because I feel it's a key selling point of this game. The protagonist is an alcoholic 7-year-old that wants to build a mecha that to destroy the world.
Oh
There
my
you go.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Amazing. Amazing.
I didn't want to undersell it.
That's awesome. If you guys would like more MangaPod, you can go ahead and check out our subreddit, reddit.com/r/MangaPod. You can find the schedule for all of the upcoming MangaPods listed there, as well as a recommendation thread. If you would like to recommend us a manga that you would like to potentially see on a future MangaPod, you can go ahead and do so there. Once again, we will be here, same time, same place, next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, here on twitch.tv/dexteritybonus, as well as youtube.com/happilyaron, reading Black Lagoon, volumes 1 through 5, chapters 1 through 37, with special guest Sam Strippin. So we hope you guys will join us for that next week. Thank you so much for watching. Ken, thank you so much for being a wonderful guest. Ooh, I don't know if y'all just heard that, but my computer wants to update. So you're welcome, chat, for that. But yeah, thank you guys, Ken. Thank you so much for being here. Thank everybody in chat for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
It is.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.